So I'm Helen, I'm 36. I live with my husband and our 4 children. I have fibromyalgia, suffer from anxiety and depression, and I've got a whole load of other stuff going on as well. I get really, really tired, in a lot of pain. I can get quite irritable. So that just makes sort of normal day-to-day life really, really difficult. And certainly things like domestic chores and that sort of stuff I find really hard. Being a parent is hard anyway, but when you're a disabled parent, you have so many more considerations. So you start thinking about, well, I need an adaptation to do something, or I need support to do something, and you've got to constantly think about, the effect of that on the kids. For me personally, it's helped with the domestic stuff. It's basically helping me to do anything that means I've got enough energy to be a parent and actually look after my kids and deal with their emotional well-being, the things I can do well. But often I don't have the energy. So support makes a huge deal with that. It's been really hard. I think we've fallen through the cracks quite a lot. Um, Adult Services assessed us, decided we didn't qualify for help. We went to Children's Services. They didn't really help, um, and we feel quite strongly that if the two had actually spoken, the fact that we qualified as having care needs under the Care Act would have been, they'd have noticed it a lot sooner. But because it was so separate, it was incredibly difficult for them to realise, because one of the criteria was around parenting. It's taken 2 years, but we finally, after 18 months, got a care plan put in place. But it's taken a further 6 months to find somebody that can actually carry out the care plan. Initially, we wanted an agency to come in, but trying to find agencies that were able to work with a family was very difficult, because they don't necessarily have the insurance and the necessary checks to work with children. They'll only have them for adults. So that was really difficult. We looked at PAs through direct payments, so that's personal assistant. And again, it just wouldn't have worked for us. What the council were prepared to pay a PA was very low. And they would have needed to pay out for their own DBS checks, both adults and children's, as well as going through a full social services check. And we just felt that was not really appropriate for what they were being asked to do. So in the end, we finally got an agency who started last week, which is fantastic, but it has taken a long time. I'd like to see at least one dedicated social worker for disabled parents who can be a point of contact for the neighbourhood teams. Ideally, I'd like to see a support service with family workers, social services, social workers even, so that we can actually look at what support people need and get that support put in place. Because at the moment, there isn't a whole lot out there. There is young carers, but a lot of families, they don't want the stigma of that, and that's both the adults and the children. They don't want that label, and I can really understand that. And I keep fighting, I keep talking, because I think disabled parents have an awful lot to give. We're often in the school playgrounds, we're a very visible, accessible way of children experiencing disability, and I think that gives back to disabled people in society as a whole, because we're understood, we're seen, we're recognisable. And also, I don't want disabled parents to go through what we've been through.